There's a very common thing that completely slows down how fast you're going to manifest an overflow of money. That common thing is feeling that you need to know the how. Okay, you've already heard this before. You don't need to know the how. But you know and I know that you focus on needing to know the how. And it's that part that brings these doubts and fears. And you might tell yourself, I don't focus on the how, but then you focus on the how. But here's the thing, while it is normal to focus on the how, your brain will manifest that overflow of consistent money so much faster if you stop demanding certainty. That's hard to do, I get it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you what to do instead, so that you can allow for that overflow of money to manifest in your life. My name is Giselle Baumet. I have a background in applied neuroscience at the master's level. And I work with brilliant women entrepreneurs every single day as I help them to open up to that abundance by removing the blocks that have been preventing it. So let's start, because your brain is not even designed to need to know everything before you can act. It's designed to predict, test, and adjust. It's like a GPS that adjusts itself as you're driving. In fact, your GPS does do that. It doesn't need the full map in advance. It just needs to know where you're going. It will adjust accordingly. So when you are fixating on how it's going to happen, and can it happen in that way? But what if this way is not the way, which is all under the umbrella of needing to know the how, you're preventing the process of manifesting that abundance of money. But when you release the how and focus on the what, your brain now can do the job of focusing on new opportunities, new pathways, new ideas. It's just called predictive processing. Your brain making guesses about what is possible, then testing those out against reality. So your job right now today is not to predict how it's going to happen. That literally is going against what your own brain is trying to do. All we do instead is we feed the brain the destination. We don't give it the roadmap on how it must get there. This is also grounded in neuroscience, because neuroscientists have already found that when your brain doesn't know what's going to happen, it doesn't know the how, the uncertainty of the how activates your brain. And then the really cool thing about why you're going to focus on the what instead of the how. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio created what is called the somatic marker hypothesis. Basically is this: your emotions serve as a GPS to your brain. When you think about making a decision, your body sends signals, a gut feeling, a sense of ease, maybe even tension. Those sensations guide your choices even when logic cannot explain it. Basically, intuition. But you only tap into that emotional guidance when you stop the overthinking. And then to add to that, when you do insist on needing to know the how, and it's just rotating around in your mind, or you're thinking about it, or you're doubting things because you don't know the how 100%, your brain tags that as whatever you're dreaming about, whatever your desires are, they're false. It tags it as false. So trying to control the how increases disbelief. So uncertainty increases creativity. Emotion guides the next step. Overthinking blocks it all. So with the women that I work with, and I work with women entrepreneurs, the desire might be, I want to manifest with ease, multiple six figures, just existing through my gifts, offering my gifts to those who I want to have an impact on, those whose life I want to change. Great. But then my current offers aren't able to do that. I don't know if the direction that I'm heading is going to be the way to get to multiple six figures. What if what I'm doing, it's not scalable and I can't actually get there? What if I burn out, doing it this way when what I want is ease? What if I'm making the wrong decision and I keep pursuing this path, but it's actually I'm supposed to be over here? All of those are you trying to control the how. It basically killed off your momentum. The moment that you're demanding that level of certainty, you placed your brain in safety mode. Now it's going to try to protect you. In other words, a lot of self-sabotaging. Let's not do that. And let me tell you what to do instead of focusing on the how. Your brain also runs on a model that's called active interference. All that means is that your brain wants to prove you right. It wants to make its predictions come true. If you believe, I don't know that I can manifest those multiple six figures in the direction that I'm going, what if it's supposed to be B and I'm heading in A, is going to prove you right. It's going to confuse you, create chaos, make you hyper vigilant, looking out for what could go wrong. But if instead you shift into, I simply move in alignment, the paths will just open for me. There's not a wrong action that I can take because it's going to show me another action to do instead. It is about the journey. It is not about the destination. And I don't need to know the journey. I just need to know today, my very next step. Now you gave your brain a new frequency to align with. Now you gave it that opportunity to activate in the uncertainty, to be creative, for those new ideas to come through, those new opportunities to show themselves to you. And your brain begins to filter reality differently. What does that mean? Your actions are going to shift. Your behavior is going to change. You're going to show up differently. Through you, you're going to magnetize and flow through the energy of money. You will amplify it all. And the way that happens is your reticular activating system, that filter that says, okay, this is what I focus on. Because now we're focusing on the expansion, not the direction. So it's going to expand that filter into showing you other opportunities, other ideas that you weren't going to be able to see before because you were focused on the certainty, on this one path only. And as a woman, I'm going to tell you this because it's already been proven by science. Your brain is not the same as a man's brain. You actually have a better connection between your left and your right side of your brain. You have a better connection in emotion and logic and the integration of that. So you in particularly are really good at intuition. So all we need to do is create coherence, your brain, your emotion, and your nervous system. And you can create whatever you desire. Now you've been conditioned to pay way more attention to just the logic because focusing on your emotions made you crazy. It made you too dramatic. You were too much. That's just conditioning. The very thing that makes you so powerful was painted as tone it down, make it smaller. It's not good. Bring that back to life and the logic integrated into it, which you just will do naturally when you're in alignment. You literally can create anything you want. I will repeat that 100 times. You can create anything you want. Now you're going to do it in flow, not in the how, in the flow. You're going to focus on the what, not in the how. If you want to manifest multiple six figures in your business, that's the what. Now let's go a little bit deeper. How does that feel? What's the emotion in your body? What's that energy in your body? Because it's not about the multiple six figures, is what you will feel through that. So what is that emotion? That's the real what. So you're going to feel that regularly. That's like the antenna for your intuition. So feel that regularly. Okay? You do not need money to be able to feel that emotion. You feel it in other parts of your life. Amplify those. You have felt it in other memories you've had. Bring those to life. Feel that emotion regularly. Feel it while also regulating your nervous system. In your morning practice, when you're doing breath work, or when you're meditating, when you're driving your car, feel that emotion. Right before you're going to speak to a client, feel that emotion. When you're doing something creative, feel that emotion. Every time that the how comes to mind, you're going to remind yourself, no, forget this one. That's not me. I'm someone who focuses on the what. Feel that emotion and take a next aligned action. What are your actions? When you really embody that emotion, they will show through for you. Now, will they be scary sometimes? Probably. Are they going to be uncomfortable to do? Most likely. You are shifting identities. You're getting out of familiarity. So think about the things that you have been avoiding doing because you wanted the things that felt good or you wanted to feel ready. What are those things? Most likely, those are your aligned actions. Do those. There will not be a wrong action. Every action will show you something else. You will only fail at this if you quit. If you decide, I didn't know the how, everything I tried didn't work, you quit before your abundance. Remember, your brain is going to test things out, adjust, and then continue. Allow yourself to continue because you are majestic. You're so much more powerful than you realize. And I cannot wait for you to realize it.